Palantir smashes through an all-time high today. The previous all-time high was about $125 a share, and today we hit an intraday all-time high of $130.49 a share, and we also hit an all-time high closing price for Palantir of $128.10, and it's up a little bit in the after hours, up to $128.26 as of recording this video. That brings the 5-day gain to 18.64%. Some people would be happy to get that in a full year in the stock market. 18% in a full year is a pretty respectable return in someone's portfolio. We got that in the last 5 days with Palantir, a 1-month return of 45.6%. People would be happy to get that over a multi-year span in the stock market. And then over 6 months, we've got a ridiculous 109.83% gain, a 1-year span of a disgusting 521%, and an all-time gain of 1,180%. And if you were buying at the lows and your average is even lower than the DPO price, then you're up even more than 1,100. I have an $8.12 average cost on my Palantir position, which means we're up 1,477.8% as of the market close today. So needless to say, Palantir has been an absolutely amazing performer for me, definitely a portfolio changing type company. If you're also up very nicely on Palantir, I'd love to hear your percent gain down in the comments below. I know this has been an amazing stock for so many people out there. I'd love for you guys to share your successes with Palantir in the comments below. But in this video, I want to talk about what exactly could be the next step with someone's Palantir position who's watching this video right now. If you were thinking about going all in and going crazy and buying way more Palantir shares, or if you were thinking, you know what, I've got enough gain, I'm just going to sell out of all my shares, take my profit and run. I want to offer in this video a kind of in between, and this is a strategy I've employed with quite a few stocks over the years. And it's helped me a whole lot with being able to stay super level-headed about these massive growth companies that I've got really, really nice gains on. But before I get into that, real quick, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and consider checking out the Patreon. I'll put a link in the description and the pinned comment down there if you want to see what other type of growth companies I'm looking at, what stocks I'm currently buying, what stocks I'm currently selling, what stocks I'm doing research on. Go ahead and click that pinned comment and join us in the Patreon. We've got 118 members in there. We'd love for you to be that 120th member. All right, now let's get into this strategy that I've used with many growth companies over the years that we've gotten very nice gains on. These are stocks that I've gotten multiple 100% gains on that I've used this strategy with. And I personally employed this strategy with Palantir the last time we were testing all-time highs around $124 or $125 a share. So let me talk to the people who are considering buying more shares right now first. If you're considering buying more shares of Palantir, I think only a certain type of person needs to be buying more shares of Palantir. This is someone who plans to hold the stock for at least a decade. That's the only type of person I think should be buying Palantir shares right now. If your time horizon is like 1 to 2 to 3 years, I'm not sure that you're going to get a great gain on your Palantir shares. It's very possible that we get Palantir range bound for quite a while. And while it's range bound over a long period of time, it'll look like it did not much, but we're going to have some crazy downward moves and potentially some really nice upward moves with Palantir. But I do think we'll be roughly in the 120 to 130 range for quite a while with Palantir. How long? I don't know. And am I 100% sure of that? No, absolutely not. But I do know that the valuation has been stretched very, very, very far. Check out the PE ratio on screen, and I'll also throw up the price to sales ratio on screen, okay? And I definitely understand that valuation is not everything, but it absolutely can dictate where stock prices go. At a certain point, individual investors and fund managers will agree that Palantir's valuation is just too high to buy. And at that point, the stock is probably going to be range bound and it's going to move basically with the market for a little while. While it's range bound, Palantir is going to massively increase their revenue. They're going to massively increase their EPS. They're going to massively increase their income from operations. We know what kind of growth company Palantir is on the fundamental side. If the stock stays range bound for a little while, what that allows to happen is the fundamentals and the valuation to catch up to where the stock price is. That is a very high possibility. So if you think you're going to hold the stock for 1 to 2 years, I don't think it's a good idea to be buying right now. If you want this stock to be a centerpiece of your portfolio that you're going to hold for at least a decade, I think you could still get a crazy gain over a decade span. So that could make sense to buy right now. Outside of that scenario where you're looking to hold for a decade, I think there's much better value for money out there in the stock market right now, especially for a stock that you're looking to hold for like 1 to 3 years, let's say. Now, to the people who are looking to sell their Palantir stock, something to always consider that should always play in your mind, especially if you're a newer investor and this is your first really big gaining company. you have to pay capital gains tax if you sell your stock. If you have, let's say, a $100,000 gain on Palantir, you're going to be giving a lot of that away to Uncle Sam, depending on your tax bracket, of course. You probably have long-term gains on Palantir, so it's not as bad as short-term gains, but it is still a hit that you're going to have to take, and you're going to have to hold some of that money aside in order to pay taxes for the 2025 tax season. But what you can do in order to raise some cash, let's say you're up 10x on Palantir, meaning your account would say you have a 900% gain. So an easy example could be you put $100,000 of your money into Palantir stock, and now over the last few years, it's grown into $1 million. What you can do to kind of take some psychological risk off the table and take some of your attachment to Palantir off the table is to take your initial investment out of Palantir. So like we said, you have a $1 million position with Palantir, you put $100,000 into the stock. You take your initial $100,000 out of the stock and you let the $900,000 of profit run forever. If, one, you're looking to raise some cash, this is a great way to do it. You're taking your old investment money, taking it out of Palantir because you've got a massive gain, and you've still got 90% of your Palantir position sitting there growing. You probably believe in Palantir stock heavily if you're watching this video, okay? But you're looking to take some profit and take some risk off the table. Just selling out of your principal can be really transformative to you kind of disconnecting from your emotions. When Palantir moves down 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, it really doesn't affect me at all. I'm playing with house money, if you will. All I've got in the stock is my profit in the stock. We're up almost 1,500% on the stock. We've got plenty of profit to sit in Palantir. I took my principal out and I've bought many very high quality stocks with that money. And I think are going to perform extremely well over the next 1 to 5 years. So I hope that helps. If you're looking to take some risk off the table and raise a little bit of cash, consider taking that principal out, especially if you're up multiple times on your money, 3, 4, 5, 10x, 15x, etc. on your Palantir position. Let me know in the comments below what your plan is with Palantir. Are you selling the stock? Are you shorting the stock? Are you buying more of the stock? Or are you just holding for the long term? I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. Definitely one of my favorite parts of posting here on YouTube is having some conversation with you guys down there. So go down there, let me know your thoughts. Look forward to seeing it. Consider checking out the Patreon with the link in the description and pinned comment down there. I appreciate you being here in a major way. Thank you so much. Have a great day.